Welcome back to Sip Fearlessly. Woo woo! I'm so excited to be back and to be closing out the year with a bang. I could not believe that 2025 is over, but it's been a tough year for a lot of people. So I think we're all excited that it's over. It's like, yes, get the F out of here and let's welcome the new year, new energy. So that's the type of energy we on right now. But I can't believe it. I can't believe it is Christmas Eve tomorrow. Crazy. But I hope all of you guys are okay. I want to send you guys a virtual hug because like I said, I know it's been a tough year, but we got through it. We made it through, y'all. Make sure y'all taking these last 2 weeks to like sit down, digress, kind of go over the year, see what things went right, what things went wrong, what you can change, what lessons did you learn, right? We have to take a moment to ourselves and kind of like do an assessment or an audit of our life, right, for the past year. So make sure you guys do that, especially pour into self-care. Like that's very, very important. Also, it just dawned on me recently that I'm celebrating 10 years with this platform. Like, I completely forgot. We were supposed to celebrate the 10 years in July, but the year has gone by so fast. And I was like, wow, it's really been 10 years. So shout out to everybody, every single guest, every single co-host that I've had, every single person that has been a part of this project. Shout out to The Matrix Studios for always supporting and just everyone. Like, I really appreciate it. It's been a crazy, beautiful journey. I've seen so many people come through and start their own platforms and start their own organizations and do their own thing. And it's been a beautiful thing to have been a part of the stepping stone for a lot of my co-hosts that have come on here, a lot of people that have come to share their stories, their journeys. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. But without further ado, we have an amazing guest in the building today, Mr. Joshua Pizarro. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for
Happy holidays.
having me. Happy holidays. I'm super excited about closing the year out this way.
Yes,
so
absolutely. Get
very
to
excited.
share that energy.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And we just came off really great energy, right, at the Battle of the Sexes event,
Yep, that
right?
was a pretty
Elevated
cool event,
Hour.
for sure.
We were just talking about it. We were at Hidden Tiger.
Yep.
And shout out to Lori, shout out to Chantel for putting the event together.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Super
You know
fun.
what's crazy though? We wanted to hear more from you.
Yeah,
We spoke about that after.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
like,
I was a little quiet.
More.
I was a little quiet. But the other guys, they seemed like they had a little more to say, so I
Right.
let them rock.
Yes. It was limited time, but
For sure.
we're definitely doing a part 2. So we hope to see you there.
Oh yeah, I'll be back.
We will be
I'll
in
be back.
Texas and
That was
Austin.
super fun.
Yes. All right, so let's dive in.
Talk about it. Let's go.
So before I go into my questions,
Sure.
I want you to share a little bit about yourself and let everyone know about your journey.
Sure. So my name is Josh Pizarro. A little bit of my journey before I became a real estate entrepreneur and a real estate developer out in Puerto Rico. I actually worked for 10 years for the post office, the United States Postal Service, before I got into real estate itself. And I'm a dad of 2 beautiful children, both grown now, Miley and Brandon, 24 and 17. My beautiful children, they're definitely a big reason of why I do all of this.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Also, I believe yesterday was like the celebration of the Puerto Rican flag.
Yes,
Yes.
we made what was it, 134 years old or something like that?
Yeah, so shout out to Puerto Rico. Hey.
Yeah, let's go.
So you mentioned post office.
Yes.
Let's dive right in there, right? So you
Talk to
spent
me.
a decade at the post office.
Insane.
A job that many people will call security, right?
Yes.
What made you realize safety and security can actually be a cage? And what finally pushed you to walk away?
Well, that's a great question. For real, it is. So at the age of 22 years old, like I tell everybody, when you're making $50,000, $60,000 at that age, you seem it seems secure.
Mm-hmm.
But, fast forward 10 years at the age of 32 and only have gone up maybe $10,000, $15,000 a year. You're like, wait a minute, did I just give up 10 years of my life for this? So I started getting to a point where I started questioning myself and am I really happy or do I see myself doing this for a long term, 30 more years? Because at the age that I started, I was 22 and their retirement age was 57. So I had to do an extra, 10 years for me to reach retirement. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And funny enough, 2 weeks before my 10th year in the post office, I actually decided to resign. I had people tell me I was crazy. I actually had my mom tell me, am I sure? She thought I was crazy. I had people at the post office itself, the office that I was working at, tell me that I'll be back. I'm glad that they said that,
That they were
because
wrong.
yeah, glad that they said that, because that fueled me to where I am now. But yeah, I mean, it was a learning experience for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're, some of us, right, depending what culture we come from, I think we're kind of molded into that, right? Like find
sure.
job security, find stability. So it kind of limits our mindset when we're growing up as to what we want to do. And I think that, like you, at a point we figure it out. We're like, wait a second, prices are going up. You know, we live in an expensive city and like our salary is not going up as much. Like, is this really job security? It is not,
It is
right?
not.
Especially when there's, you know, cutting government jobs and things like that. Like, it's not job security anymore. So
Agreed.
I'm glad you made that move.
Yes, I'm super glad I did.
And welcomed into entrepreneurship. I love that.
Thank you.
All right, so becoming a dad, you mentioned that you're a dad, a proud dad.
Yes, super
You
proud
became a
dad.
dad at 19.
Yes, very young.
So did I. I became a mom at 19.
Really?
I did.
I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I agree.
love it.
I agree. But it does force you to mature very fast.
Very fast.
Right? So how did early responsibility shape your relationship with risk, money, and your decision to build generational wealth instead of stability?
Well, in the beginning, as a 19-year-old dad, I had no clue, to be quite honest. But I knew that I needed a job. I was like, I have to be able to provide for my child, and I have to be able to provide for my child's mother. So at the time, I think I was working just odd jobs. I was working like the supermarket, and this is before the post office. I worked the supermarket. I think I worked as a messenger, you know, a couple other things while I was looking for the next, you know, way out. But it definitely molded me to be smarter with money, for sure, because, hello, now, yeah, there's no more buying Jordans for yourself or
Right.
buying clothing for yourself. You're actually providing now, you know, providing Pampers, food, clothing. And if you dress a certain way, I feel like your child should dress a certain way. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think, so me, I took on a stable career
Okay.
because
Nice.
I had children at a young age. I, you know, definitely am grateful for everything that I learned, for having that financial stability during that time. It definitely was helpful with my kids, but
sure.
it absolutely blocked my creativity.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. So
That's
as
exactly
soon
how I
as
felt.
I got to a place where I was ready, I was like, and I fought with it for a little while. I'm going to say between like 3 to 5 years, I was like, I'm leaving. It pulled me back. I'm leaving. It pulled me back. But finally, I was like, I'm done.
Gotta go. Yeah, I agree. You have to
Yes.
take that step.
Yeah.
And believe in yourself, for
You
sure.
have to. You have to. And take what you learn. Take what you know, right? Because that's people need the skills that you have.
It's a discipline.
Yeah.
It's a discipline that you can take from there.
Exactly. So a lot of people say they want to be entrepreneurs, but still think like employees. What mindset shift actually separates someone clocking in from someone building assets?
That was an extreme mindset change for me that I had to make. I know for me, what worked for me was a lot of audios. So I dove deep into YouTube. I won't even deny, because I was diving into a new industry that I just didn't know anything about, nor did I have any connections. So for me, it was like, okay, if I'm gonna go into real estate, I have to know absolutely everything about it. And when I got into real estate, I actually started studying real estate investing before I started real estate sales.
Okay.
I just felt like it was more important to understand the principles of investing and ownership before getting the knowledge of sales. So I think the mind shift change from 9 to 5 is understanding that now you're your own boss, but at the same time, if you don't hunt, you don't eat. It's
Right.
pretty simple. You know what I mean? So there's no longer that steady, you know, income coming in, which for some people it could scare you to go
Yeah.
back to work, or it can push you further into, you know what, I have to learn this as soon as possible, and I have to, you know, make sure that I understand the industry that I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely. That happens a lot. People go back
Yeah,
a lot. People go back to
absolutely.
work. It's hard. It's not easy. You know, people think that I don't want to be stuck in this 9 to 5 anymore. I want to be free.
It's not
Not
free.
with entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it's 365, 7 days a week.
365.
Right now, my phone is going off.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
with some more
7
problems.
days a week. It's like sometimes you barely have time to like breathe, you
Agreed.
know? And it's just a crazy ride. It's a crazy ride.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a mindset shift. I think that those of you who are looking to dive into the entrepreneurship world, definitely get a mentor.
I was going to say
first.
that next.
Yeah,
I agree.
get a mentor just so that they can walk you through what that process is like and how you need to change your thinking.
Yeah.
And how you operate. So that
It's almost like a
will help.
form of therapy because they can help you understand why you're feeling the way you feel on certain points while you're growing.
Exactly.
Because, girl, I tell
Especially
you, I've been
imposter
through it.
syndrome. Imposter syndrome that lives in us all the time,
Yep.
and it's like, get out! What are you talking about? I know what I'm doing. What?
I agree. I agree.
All right, let's talk about real estate. You worked New York City real estate with Douglas Elliman.
Yes.
Let's be real. What part of the real estate grind no one talks about that makes most people quit?
Ooh. Outside of the amount of competition,
Yeah.
right? Because it's a big city, a lot of competition. We're talking about over 50,000 agents.
Yeah.
Not saying that over 50,000 agents are active, but the ones that are active, they're very, very competitive. So competition level was insane. And then learning the market. New York City is like no other market in the world. New York City, a one bedroom will go for $1 million.
Yeah.
Right? So you're dealing with specific markets, specific people, and you have to understand, you know, entry level price points, what's a good investment, what's a bad investment, and then being able to speak that lingo with them. Because if you don't know the lingo, reality is they're gonna see right through you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So definitely the competition level and the market itself is one of a kind.
Yeah. So when it's so competitive like that, how do you make sure that you, or let me ask you this, how do you work on getting clients in a popular market like New York City?
So you have to go to a lot of networking events, hang out in the high roller locations, you can say, right? So if you know that certain coffee shops, certain diners, certain clubs, certain lounges, certain restaurants, cigar lounges are great locations.
Right.
But you have to be within proximity of those who are, you know, in the upper echelon when it comes to capital.
Yeah,
Because
who could
again, New York
potentially be
City
in the
is
market.
it's just the reality. Like you're not entry. It's no entry level at $200,000-$300,000. Your
Right.
entry levels are $1,800,000 if you're lucky, depending on what part of the city you're looking at. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Even with apartments. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apartments.
I was dead in the city, so like it was
Yeah.
insane.
Wow. Wow. Well, some of these places women like to frequent. So, ladies, I don't know. Maybe get your real estate license because you'll make even more money, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
All right. The pandemic. It definitely changed me, shifted my mindset. I dove into learning so many things because I had time. I was home. I was home with my children. For a very long time, my children, you know, they used to tell me I was like a robot. I would get up, go to work, come back, cook, do the same thing every day,
Same thing
right?
over and over.
Be on my computer, all of that, right? But it changed so much for me. I was able to take educational classes for free. I was able to meet on Zooms with people who before that were unattainable, and now they're attainable.
Exactly.
You can
You're
speak
having
to them, you can
conversation.
email them, you can get on a call with them. You know, so it was incredible for me. And I learned a little bit about real estate as well. That's something that I really wanted to learn about on the investment side, stocks, you know, all of those things. So I know for you, it also was a time of pivot and change.
Yes.
Right? So in
Absolutely.
2020, during COVID, you decided to invest in Puerto Rico, and that may have raised some eyebrows. So what did you see that others missed? And what was the risk people warned you not to take?
So, 2020, obviously, pandemic happened. New York City just stopped. Like, everything stopped, including real estate. For me, it was the changing moment I've always wanted to do Puerto Rico. I've always wanted to invest on the island. My family's from over there, so it just had a sentimental part of my heart.
Yeah.
And what I've seen beforehand is I want to say 2018, 2017, I started talking about this more, where the opportunities in Puerto Rico were opening up, just the conversations, right? My dad was an owner in PR as a property owner. So for me, the pivot change in 2020 was, okay, why not take everything that I've learned in New York City real estate, but take it to Puerto Rico?
Right.
So for me, that was the change. And from there is where I had to learn a new market, right? Because Puerto Rico is a completely different market than New York City, right? You're no longer dealing with a concrete jungle. Now you're dealing with a Caribbean island.
Right.
So everything was different. Laws, finances, the whole nine. So I had to learn all of that over. But it was a lot faster for me this time around, just because, again, I come from the background, so it was just little changes here and there that I had to, kind of understand. But what I seen over there was just a lot of opportunity. And unfortunately, what happened to Hawaii, it stood out to me for many years.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that to happen.
Right.
And if it was going to happen, then I would at least have a part of what's going on and at least a little bit of hold on some of our island.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Did you have to transfer, did you have to get a new license, or were you able to transfer your license?
So what most people don't know is that you actually don't need a license to invest in real estate at all, right? But most people get their license to understand the sales side.
Right.
But you still have to study the investing side before, because the licensing is only gonna give you the right to sell.
Right.
But the right to invest, you don't need a license.
Okay.
So I didn't transfer anything. I actually went from real estate sales over here in New York City to a real estate developer / investor over there through partnerships.
So you went on the development investor side in Puerto
100%.
Rico as opposed to sales.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. Wonderful. We have lots to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a lot of tension around the diaspora investing in the islands. How can people invest responsibly without contributing to displacement or exploitation, as you were talking about?
That's an amazing question, and I thank you for asking that, because this is something that I battle often, and I want to speak to the hearts of those out there, especially the diaspora. When you are purchasing real estate, numbers are the number one thing, right? Numbers is everything. As long as you're not going in with displacement, meaning like I don't go and buy a building of, elderly people and kick them out, right? I am looking for properties that are distraught, distressed, hasn't been used for many, many years, and we fix them up. Now, a lot of people are like, well, you're part of the problem because you're in travel. Well, here's the thing I try to explain to people. You have to make money to reinvest that money back into the island. My idea behind getting into travel tourism is understanding that the island's number one asset is the tourism industry, right? So my idea behind getting into the tourism industry is, okay, I can make this money. Whatever I make, now I can reinvest onto the island, purchase properties, now fix them up for long-term tenants. Now, people are like, oh, well, you guys are coming in and making everything unaffordable. That's very untrue. Real estate markets go strictly off of comps, comparables, meaning what's sold and what banks are praising for. All of the emotions in between are us. We're fighting against each other rather than focusing on what's, the goal. The goal is the properties. The goal is ownership. The goal is to have something that you own on the motherland. And I think that because we are such emotional people and we love the island, we carry the island on our shoulders and we wear our heart on our sleeves when it comes to the island. I think that we just need to educate ourselves a lot more before we crucify those that are with good intent. Because there are still a lot of people like myself that are going out there with good intent.
Right.
So
is it expensive to invest in Puerto Rico?
No. Right now, I tell people it's the best time before it does get expensive. Multifamilies right now are going for anywhere between 100 to 200,000.
Okay.
If we're going to talk numbers. And what's available to us now that wasn't available to us before is DSCR loans. So please do your homework on DSCR loans. For those that are interested in purchasing on the island, what this loan affords you to do is purchase properties let's just say multifamilies, you have a 4-apartment complex, they will go by what the income you will be receiving is rather than going off of your actual personal income.
Right.
So let's just say this property is 250,000, but the bank will only approve you for 100. They'll use the potential income of that property to now fund the rest of it if if it falls into the category.
I love that. I love that. I think I heard that before. I was looking at multifamily homes
Yes.
here, and the second level or second unit, they factor it in as as
So
something.
it's
Good
super
to know.
helpful. FHA loan programs are also available to those on the island. And for islanders, I want to speak to the islanders as well. There's a lot of programs that you may want to look into that are available to you for first-time home buyers. You know what I mean? So it isn't just something that's available to people coming from the outside. Our islanders can take advantage of some of these programs as well. DSCR specifically is one of them.
Yeah. Okay. So in real estate, do you recommend folks who haven't gotten into the industry and are thinking about it, do you recommend them to look outside of New York
Yes.
to do real estate?
1,000%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's a numbers game, right? The reality is real estate doesn't care about emotions. They don't care about anything else but numbers. So
Right.
if you're purchasing 4 apartments for 200,000, you're not going to get that in New York City.
Right.
And you're probably not going to get that anywhere in the United States. That's just the reality.
Right.
So Puerto Rico offers an amazing opportunity, especially for those of us who have wanted to own on the island.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of programs and a lot of opportunity right now.
Yeah. But what about on the sales side? If one wants to become a sales
Agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunity out there for sales agents. Obviously, you're just going to have to do a lot more when it comes to inventory itself, depending on your lifestyle. But here's the thing. New York City lifestyle costs so much that you have to sell $1 million homes.
Right.
Puerto Rico lifestyle, it's not as much, so you don't have to sell these, multi-million dollar homes to be able to survive, you know what I mean?
Right.
You could, kind of coast. So yes, there's a lot of opportunity for sure, but, depending on how lucrative you want to be as a sales agent, that'll depend on that.
Gotcha. So are sales agents only doing sales, or are they also in the market to rent out units?
So I have spoken to a few agents who are owners, and they do become owners through sales. So they start realizing, wait, okay, if I buy this and my mortgage is this, but I can charge rent for this, okay, then this makes sense for me to buy.
Of course.
So yes, you do come across a lot of agents that are owners as well.
I mean, it makes sense to buy,
It's
especially here in New York City, because you can get equity out of your purchase at some point, right? It's just an investment, like, as opposed to paying rent all the time, you get nothing back from that. I mean, you are paying for where you live, but that's literally all you get back. So, and it's so expensive here, like.
And I know a lot of people from New York City who travel to Puerto Rico enough to, you might as well buy and own. Because the money that you could be making over there, you could essentially, kind of live free over here.
Exactly. That's a fact. I've been telling my mom. I told you when we spoke.
We're gonna talk about it.
Mommy, hello. Let's go back to Puerto Rico. All right. So, if you could speak to the version of yourself, still sorting mail and dreaming quietly, what truth would you tell him that might scare him but may save him years ahead?
What truth would I tell myself? Fear is a lie. Everything that you think of, 90% of it doesn't come true, guys. We gotta stop falling to the fear of what can happen or can't happen.
Right.
Reality is, I think a lot of people, we think so much of like what can go wrong rather than what can go right. And it's a 50-50 shot, right? Like you can focus on what's wrong or focus on what's right. And I always say this, don't focus on the problem, guys. Focus on the solution.
Yeah.
It's a solution. That's where the goal is, right?
Yeah.
So fear is fake. Fear is a lie. Eliminate that. And the rest, it's up to you. You only fail unless you quit. That's just a reality.
Right. And we don't want no quitters. We ain't no quitters here, okay?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. But I do love that. I think fear, we confuse it with it being unknown. I think because things are unknown, we have fear, you know? It's like, oh, I want to start this, right? Like, you know, I speak to a lot of people who want to become entrepreneurs, and that is their fear, right? Their fear is becoming an entrepreneur because they don't know what it looks like, right? So, but once you start learning, you start educating yourself, then part of the fear starts slowly going away. So for me, I feel fear is just the unknown.
Yeah.
So we need to just eliminate the, you know, word fear and just say, this is something I don't know, so I'm a little worried, let me learn, you know? So, but yeah, thank you for sharing that.
It's supernatural.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
It's normal.
Exactly. So share with us what you have coming up, what's going on in Puerto Rico, what's going on in your life, what are we doing?
2026, my main goal and focus is to obviously, you know, get the property out there. So for those that don't know, we just opened up a boutique-style stay hotel. We sleep up to 22 guests. It's separated from 5 apartments total, 3 bedrooms down to studio. And our focus is to, you know, brand ourselves more, get a lot more visitors to Puerto Rico and give them an experience that they can't forget. I think once we give them that experience, everything else will naturally fall into place. Because I can tell you how many people visit and say, oh my God, I want to live here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to stay. And they are sad to go back. And the reason being is because, one, we're only 3 hours away from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Right? So 3.5, 4 hours, depending on where you're coming from. And that's like a short ride. So everyone that just loves the island, I see them often. So for us, 2026, we want to focus on experiences for people. I'm praying, hopefully, that we have the next project coming up, which is, I'm hoping to get into the long-term market this time around.
Okay.
So we're planning on purchasing anywhere between a 3 to 4 apartment complex, and then, you know, putting it out to affordable housing. And then, you know, kind of start the portfolio from there.
I love that.
But yeah, that's definitely the focus, experiences and focus on the long term.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Super
Thank you so much
excited.
for being with us.
I appreciate you for having me. It's super
So
fun.
we're wrapping up, so let everyone know where they can follow you.
Yes, so you guys can follow me at Instagram on @businessj21. Right now, we're having a little problem with our business page, but you can follow us on TikTok, PR Vacation Stays. And you can definitely visit our website at prvacationstays.com.
I love it.
And what else? Yes, just please reach out to me if you guys are ever going to come out to Puerto Rico and want to experience not just Airbnbs, but we also have car rentals, we have yacht rentals, we have experiences throughout the island, rainforest,
I'll make it even better. I'm going to plan something with you.
Absolutely.
And we're going to bring some folks, okay? So stay tuned, y'all. We will do that. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching Sip Fearlessly. Till the next episode.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.